The war ended, but the violence never stopped. These are the streets of Baghdad today. Dozens died in car bombings. 10 years to the day that the U.S. went in to take Saddam Hussein out. And tonight, reflections on a war that claimed more than 4,000 American lives. Good evening, I'm Rob McCartney.
I'm Brandy Peterson. A decade later, most U.S. troops are out of Iraq, along with Hussein's regime, but the scars remain there and here.
KATV News Watch 7's Adrian Whitsett joins us with tonight's big story. Adrian?
Rob, as I've talked about several times on air and at events all across the metro, I served in the Marines for 4 years and was part of that initial invasion force 10 years ago today. One of my close friends, a brother in arms, Jake Gardner, was there with me, and today we sat down to remember that darkness-covered crossing from Kuwait into Iraq. Agitated, and I remember when we first moved, our gunny came in and woke us up at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, that's when it was, 2 in the morning.
Stuff.
It's time to go.
We're going, and 17 hours later we're there in mop suits, hanging out at the LZ.
Yep, I think we started the invasion at 3 in the morning Zulu time, and yeah, it was game on from there. I have the most explicit memory of everything from the moment we went across that border till the moment I got on that plane and went home. It was like days and days before we saw anything. All of a sudden, the Fedayeen and the Republican Guard are both closing in on us from different directions, and you know, that was the craziest night of my life. It was 16 hours straight firefighting.
We weren't getting mail, we weren't getting showers, we weren't getting anything. It was hard enough. We weren't just trying to get food and ammo.
Absolutely. We that guy, that Colonel Dowdy, couldn't get us food, couldn't get us ammo, got relieved right on that bridge. That was like the craziest thing I'd ever seen.
You guys built planes.
But yeah, like we were like blowing a plane, and just every kind of weapon you could imagine stashed in an airfield, everything. You know, that was a big cachet on information and weapons, and that was a huge moral victory for us, because
we're always going to bear some of the mental scarring from what we saw and what we did. It's just about trying to move past that.
We're talking about, what, 4,800 dead, hundreds of thousands deployed, 1 million combat vets at this point 10 years later. And yeah, we are a tiny piece of that puzzle. You know, I've received unbelievable support from the Marine Corps and the VA and the friends I gained in there. And I think that a huge part of our mental health being where it is this connection that we still have with each other.
We do. Jake and I talk a lot, and a big thank you to Jake for helping me tell this story. As we said, we are just a small part of the much bigger story. Even without combat troops still in the country, there are still men and women that are in danger over there right now.
Certainly, and obviously a lot of memories for you. Anything particular stand out?
Coming home, I think that was the biggest one. I remember talking to my parents. That was really big, and all the letters. It took about a month and a half for us to get everything, all that mail, and you know, everybody back here in Omaha was sending things back, and obviously across the country sending it back to other Marines. I brought some of these. I don't know how well you'll be able to see them. These are from a 1st and 2nd grade class out in West Omaha.
Nice drawings,
just some drawings to try and give a little piece of home, even though we were over there. And so those were the things that I remember, is the support that we had, whether people were for the war or against it. They were really supportive of us.
And I think it's neat as you're keeping this. You've kept a lot of things,
yeah,
too.
You can't take this stuff and throw it away. You keep it forever, and you just take it back and look at it every once in a while.
It's your memories. Thanks for your service.
Yeah.